Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Fiat Seicento car. The Fiat Seicento has become more famous in recent days than any other car model. Why? Because it was involved in an accident involving Prime Minister Beata Szydło. Many might have thought of it as a forgotten piece of junk that does not provide the minimum of safety. But the car is still a valuable proposition on the secondary market and has many advantages. There are a few minor things that break down, but you can't complain. You will usually visit the garage during a routine oil check. In the Seicento, a cheap semi-synthetic will be enough. The car does not require much. Regardless of the engine choice 0.9, 39 hydrogen phosphide, or 1.1, 52-55 hydrogen phosphide, you have to get used to oil leaks and low performance. That is why it is worth checking the oil level from time to time, because it may eventually run out. The efficiency of the drive units depends solely on the approach to the subject of your mechanic or yourself. If the mechanic does not tear off the electrical wires and puts the vacuum ones in their place, then the engine will probably work as it should. Many cars are equipped with gas installations and, contrary to appearances, small engines tolerate driving on this fuel well. In such a case, it is worth checking the ignition system more often and checking the oil level. Unfortunately, installing LPG also means losing a large part of the boot, but not everyone buys a Seicento with the intention of using this area. Contrary to appearances, installing LPG is justified, because a car in the city can burn up to 7 to 8 L, 100 kilometers. Unfortunately, it's hard to say anything good about the accessories. The alternator, coils, radiator and blower fan in the ventilation system, light bulbs. These are the elements that tend to fail. Another is the wiper motor, which breaks down at the most inconvenient moment. Irritating are such trifles as jammed door handles and handbrake, and dimly lit headlights, which are infiltrated by moisture and dirt. The most important thing is that the car is not susceptible to corrosion, although older models accumulate a lot of damp leaves and mud in harder to reach places, especially under the windscreen. Despite this, the Fiat Seicento bravely resists rust. This cannot be said only about the exhaust system, but it is hardly surprising. Urban use causes moisture to accumulate inside it. Interestingly, there are known cases of fuel tank corrosion. The suspension is as simple as can be. However, as befits Fiat, the torsion beam is not maintenance-free as in models of other brands. The wishbone bushes are noisy, but their replacement is cheap. The same is true for shock absorbers, front wishbones or brake system elements. Good for beginners, also for sports. The Seicento is not only a good car to start your adventure behind the wheel, but also to start a career in motorsport. The tuning parts market is very well developed, because the sporting version was very often used in both rallies and races. Even modifications to the version with the 900 engine are not a problem, and there is no shortage of workshops in Europe that will turn the Seicento into a real monster. If you want to compete in amateur rallies, such as KJS, the Seicento is one of the best cars for this purpose. Cheap to buy, so you won't regret crashing it. Cheap to repair, so you don't need a big budget for the season. Agile, so it's perfect for tight sports trials. Desirable Seicento van. The Fiat Seicento in a two-person, impractical delivery version is one of the most expensive and most frequently purchased versions of this model in terms of age and technical condition. The reason is obvious, but only for entrepreneurs: the possibility of deducting the full VAT for use. Interestingly, cars often have low mileage and are in very good technical condition. There are also damaged copies, but this does not matter. Often they just stand there, creating artificial costs. Is it worth buying a Fiat Seicento? If you are not considering a collision with a government car, or better yet with any other, then there is nothing to worry about. It certainly will not ruin your budget, and it will be perfect as a car for commuting to work or taking your child to kindergarten. If it wasn't worth anything, we wouldn't see it on our roads as often. In the meantime, it's still a great alternative to a scooter. Thanks for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to write about them in the comments.
I have good news for you. Now, if you are planning to buy a used car, or learn more about your car, you no longer need to search for the information you need on the internet. We have collected everything in one place for you, on the website carme.pro. Here you can find out everything about the car, what breaks and at what mileage, any problems with engines, chassis or gearboxes, which trim levels are better not to mess with, and how not to lose money buying a used car. You will learn all this on carme.pro.